Hello, and welcome to Castanet's Week in Review. I'm JoeAnna with your top stories from this past week. Roughly a dozen protesters gathered at Rutland Middle School on Wednesday, rallying against things like masks and vaccines. Protesters held signs and tried handing out flyers to kids who were exiting the school at the end of a busy day. Grade 8 student Daniel says he was not happy about the protest location.
I'm not a big fan of it. The kids here are young, like some of them are grade 6, so they're very young and impressionable, and this would probably scare them a lot. It's not very appropriate to do it by a school.
A province-wide policy regarding face masks for students in BC schools went into effect on October 4th, meaning every student from kindergarten to grade 12 must wear a mask while indoors, included while seating at their desk. The provincial government has said it's working on drafting a legislation that would outlaw protests outside of any hospitals and schools. The Wings restaurant in Rutland was targeted by vandalism on Thursday night. The restaurant was spray painted with backwards swastikas and obscene drawings after 3 young men were denied entry just after 8 p.m. The owner, Brent Stewart, tells Castanet that prior to the vandalism, a small group of underage youth tried to enter using fraudulent vaccine cards. Stewart says the 3 young men all tried to use the same photo of a QR code to gain entry to the restaurant and claimed that because they were under the age of 19, they didn't need to show identification. Stewart says the incident has been reported to the RCMP, and he has advised his staff to take a zero-tolerance policy and not engage with any disgruntled individuals. Police have arrested a man in connection to a robbery that took place in Lake Country. At around 11 p.m. on October 7th, the Kelowna RCMP located a black Dodge Ram pickup truck that had been reported stolen earlier that day after a male suspect allegedly assaulted a woman in Lake Country. Investigators followed the vehicle back to the 3000 block of Lakeshore Road in Kelowna. Shortly after, the male driver was spotted fleeing the vehicle and was taken into custody without incident. Following the probe, the BC Prosecution Service has charged 41-year-old Robin Rochemont with 1 count of robbery, 3 counts of failing to comply with order, and 1 count of possession of a scheduled substance. A 21-year-old man is dead after what RCMP calls suspicious circumstances near Penticton. On October 13th, just before 5 p.m., RCMP responded to a report of a body lying on the side of Green Mountain Road, 5 kilometers west of Penticton on the Penticton Indian Band Land Reserve. The victim has been identified as 21-year-old Clayton Robert Dyer. Anyone with information that may assist in solving this investigation is urged to call the Southeast District Major Crimes Section information line. The KGH Foundation's 2nd annual Better Together Day in support of JoeAnna's House was a big success this year. The community generously donated a whopping $66,599 for JoeAnna's House, which supports families from across BC who require a place to stay when a loved one requires advanced care at KGH. Since their inception in the fall of 2019, JoeAnna's House has been a safe haven for hundreds of regional families needing a place to stay near KGH while their family members receive the care they need. And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you all so much for joining me. I look forward to bringing you the top stories again next week. For Castanet News, I'm JoeAnna.